Hey guys, what is good? Welcome to the show. This your boy, Desert Fox, coming at you with another WarGame Red Dragon playthrough. Yeah, I do a couple deck builds and walkthroughs on it. We're gonna run one with Zion's War on the um, Punch Bowl. The reason why is they got this long hedgerow of forest here, and we want to showcase how to advance through that and how to support advancing through that. Sometimes people have a hard time doing it, but we're going to try to knock that out. Just to show, this is one of my favorite decks, Zion's War. It's built, it's pre-built already. I'm going to show what's in it. I'm not going to show the build, but I will show each part almost like a build. So we've got a fob. Um, there is this Japanese, um, basically command vehicle here. It's got a machine gun. Hopefully, you never have to use it. 150 kilometers off road and 100 kilometers off road, so it can shoot and scoot if it needs to. Most tanks move at 70, so if it gives enough time, it can get to the road and get out of there faster than they can get got. So that's that. Then you got a flying one. I got this. Really, for me, it's about speed and not my having to micromanage it. Um, I would pick this over most other choppers because of the ability for it to take off and land very fast. This one's fast, but its ability to take off is a little slower than this. Just comes from in-game experience, really. Um, we got these hammocks. Really, I use them for gas. If you've seen some of my other gameplays, you know I almost basically only use them for gas to keep the tanks moving. And if I need more logistics, I just use these Pumas or whatever they are. I think they're Pumas. AS 3.332s, but basically they're Pumas. What else do we have for the infantry? We've got the infamous Delta Force. Nice, good black hats there. And then another elite unit, which they're going to be very busy here. U.S. Marine Raiders. So yeah, they're gonna get in there and mix things up. Got a nice rocket, really good machine gun. Yeah, and they've got 15 units in the group. So this is a workhorse right here. Another really good workhorse. If you've seen some of my, I talk a lot about in one of the other videos. I believe I dropped a video with this in it. This guy right here is an absolute workhorse. So the Marine Raiders, Delta Force in combination with this make a very nasty duo. Um, they travel at 20, but I don't think that's a drawback to the Delta Force because they have these mortars. And if they're supporting the Delta Force that is fighting in a building or fighting in a forest, they can drop mortars at range, which is good. Also, they have 6 Carl Gustav that fire 20 AP and accuracy of 60. So they're really good for those two reasons. But really, the main reason is for 46 points, you can get, or for 30 points, you can get this. And that is an amazing vehicle. It travels at 70. The autonomy is a little poopy, but it's got a lot of fuel. Um, it does have 40 millimeter gun, which is amazing. Yeah, in this game, 40 millimeters at 2100 meters is good. And a top attack fire and forget missile that is super clutch with the ability to stop rockets and certain RPGs and stuff. So for 46 points, that's extremely well versed. And in a deck that only has allows you 48 points, these are workhorses. This total points in game is 46 points. So if you think about it, its ability to take out tanks, drop off infantry, tanks with a missile, infantry with the 40 millimeter in support, and survive with a decent armor and drop off troops that can take buildings. This is in medium and low point games. This is a this is a bad A. So I give mad props to them. Light riflemen and strikers so they can maneuver and shoot and scoot at tanks, and mistrals to support them. Really good stuff. For support, I do believe in Blitzkrieg, so using these some form of artillery, whether it be MLRS or arty, in combination with air and armored units, is kind of how I like to get down. So either I'll bring an arty or I'll bring air, but one of them to suppress, surprise, and stun the enemy with something from the skies, and then immediately hit them with the armored force. For the rolling component, because our infantry, the light striker and the VABs, they travel at 90 off-road and 100 off-road. But on-road, they're both 150. The supporting unit for them is this Avenger. It travels 90 off-road and 150 on-road. And they can shoot on the road at 75, which is really good. So even while they're moving and they get helicopter rushed or we get micro surprised, we can still shoot. These leopard marksmen have been a great addition. Before I had these. So in combination, these probably could be a good substitute for the leopard's marksman. I only put them in there because you get more of them. But 2975 is a good range. 2975. But against airplanes, it's 3150. That's pretty good. So you gotta just trade off there, but this both force cannons is really good at 40 millimeters to has AP light AP damage, but it's also good against infantry. This is pretty good against infantry too, but you skin it how you want it. Tanks, yes. So I do have probably I think the most expensive tank in the entire component that you can get. So the way this works is if you have a non coalition deck or a national deck, they lower your points and they don't let you use the limited units. There are certain units that only certain countries or coalitions can use. I think this is the most expensive unit that's for a non-limited, non-coalition deck. 155 points, but boy, it is worth it. And let me explain why. 70 on the accuracy, but 27 on the AP power. That is phenomenal for a tank in this game. It does have a active protection system. It's got really good armor, good speed, decent autonomy. You're talking about a nice tank. My next tank, I think, is probably better than this one. That's not limited, which is amazing. Is a Type 90 Ace. Those things are absolutely nasty. Right, for 76 points, basically almost the same 120 millimeter gun at 70 accuracy with this range at 22. That's really good, right? I give it mad props, and it looks look how gorgeous it looks. Doesn't it look all like I'm gonna take you out, baby? I'm gonna take you out at range. We do have the rest of the component being these 90-point Leclerc tanks. We have 16 of them, so 10 of the Type 90s, and then 16 of the Leclercs. They're comparable, but if you compare the two, right, you go Leclerc and these tanks. Look at that. Like the Japanese tanks go cheaper, but to get your best accuracy, you're gonna want to shoot stable. So, and the armor is better for the Japanese tanks. So the Japanese tanks can kind of get in there and mix it up in the force, which is what we're going to be running on today. And I use the Leclercs for out in the open when you have to maybe hit and do a follow-on shot. But probably need to support both of them with infantry because they're not going to be as heavily armored as, let's say, a Leopard type. But they shoot well. They trade very well too. Recon. This thing is probably some of the best recon in the game. You have this Comanche. Its ability to suppress enemy infantry and air units, as well as a Stinger at range, is good. And it has 3 Hellfires. I'd use those for like sniping targets of extreme interest. But these weapons are not its value. Its value is in its stealth capabilities. It will not be discovered unless you miss micro it and like fire and give away its position, or it runs across another recon. So these things can get in close, spot the enemy, and kind of shoot and scoot out of there. Really good stuff. The French have some really good rolling recon. There's some other stuff in here, but I think this one's like the best. it for its ability to get out on the wings and support units. If you just need to send something out there that look and shoot, this is it. It's a nice tank, 105 millimeter rounds at 55, and it just kind of looks and gets the job done. CV90, same thing, decent armor, but look at that gun. 22, 75 meter range, 70% accuracy at 22, and this is like non-limited. Yes, it's got low armor, but you gotta think this is a reconnaissance unit. So if it's sitting in the forest, being able to pop units at range, that's really good. The size is medium, optics are good, stealth is good, which is weird for a tank. Let's look at most tanks, right? Stealth is poor, so this reconnaissance unit can be very nasty in a forest to kind of pop and shoot. Vehicles, we only have these Mephistos. We got 5 of them. They're good for rolling with the tank. The rolling tank is AMX-10. Helos, one of my favorites is this guy. For 85 points, he can fire at ground targets, helicopters, and aircraft. And he's got 6 missiles as well as rockets. So if you have a multi-threat problem, he's a jack of all trades. That's very nice. And then for armored rushes, kind of stopping them in their tracks, these top attack fire and forget missiles, very good. I think out of all the helicopters, even the Apache, this is the only tank killing fire and forget missile. Everything else is guided, or semi-active. When it comes to shooting at tanks, this is like it. Even the NEMPADs, like everything. So because I don't like to micro, and if you break line of sight, he can still hit, which is very good for forest fighting or any other fighting. Air Force, I don't take a lot of air superiority, and there's not a lot of slots for it. I like to kind of skirmish with these guys. The JSAL fire and forget top attack at range. Basically, you can drop this a glide bomb, so he'll launch it and it does massive damage. Look at that AP power, 15. I've seen this thing destroy sometimes a computer like clumps its units up. I've seen it destroy like 10 units at once. It's crazy if they're all like in the same spot. I've seen this, if you target 4 tanks and they're all traveling down the road, it'll take out about 4 tanks. So I keep 2 of them. They are expensive, but they make a lot of sense for targets of interest. If you're talking about carpet bombing king, F-111E Aardvark. I think the only other thing that beats it might be the Australian bomber. I think it's in their limited deck. It might be in a limited deck. I don't know. This guy, he also is for combat bombing, but in their limited deck, that's just for Australia and its coalitions. There's I think one that has like 16 1,000-pound bombs, or something crazy like that. It's a really good carpet bomber. But if you're not dealing with in your non-limited deck, 20 bombs and 12 top attack, AP damage for tanks, this is a king of king. It really gets the job done like that, and it's got a beautiful silhouette, right? And not to forget the Prowler, really good. Jamming pods, seeker missiles for radar. We get 2 of them, and to component that also, you get this. And it has the ability to engage some aircraft. It's really not built for that. It's really just how to support aircraft. So when you're looking at support against in-air threats, this Patriot is really going to be your mainstay. On larger maps, you can get 2 of them. Kind of strategically position them, obviously. But on shorter maps, you almost need just 1. So that's the unit force for the Zion deck. Max out the card there. And we're going to play it back to the lobby. We're going to play on the punch bowl. A lot of times, a lot of my videos, I'm out in the open. It does have this open space, but this over here is very congested. So we're going to get into it. Outstanding. So we are here, right? And just as we showed in the mini map before in the preview, this forest is the issue. This is congested road, so expect some staunch fighting here, and this is all open. So what do we want to do? We want to. I'm not really worried about Bravo and Delta too much. because most of the fast moving roads are up here. So this is something that you kind of have to deal with, right? So let's get to it. We'll put him in the back here. Put the fob in the middle. Fob placement is up to you guys. If you're fairly confident, I wouldn't put it in the forest here. You know, it could be useful, but I like to keep it at a crossroads so that my trucks, if I need to refuel, can do that. So this is going to be a close-in fight, and you're going to need that armor. I'm going to put my heaviest tanks for that mission. Also, because of the airspace being like more beeline, I'm gonna put 2 of those flaky boys in the middle, those support vehicles in the middle, and I'm gonna put some T90As out here, and some flak panzers to go with them, or leopard marksmen. Excuse me. Don't want to be rude. And leopard marksmen on the left, supported by the Leclerc. Yes, we're gonna take 4 and 4 of those. Nice. All right, so we have our tank component. These guys are gonna go in the middle, and these guys are gonna go. Now, if you notice, I don't have a lot of tanks in the middle, okay, because look at all this forest. It doesn't make sense to. So we're gonna use our best infantry for the forest. The raiders, they are going to get in there and make it shake against the enemy. They're gonna be supported by this recon here. Pop the enemy, and we'll just have 1 recon. We'll take the Delta Force, infantry, Delta Force. I'm gonna drop them over here in the wings. They're gonna be a wing play this time. They're not gonna be shaking it up in the middle like this is a force. Infantry, right? Or the workhorses, right? We're gonna take 2 of these for 1, 2, 3 for the middle. And we'll take 3 for the other side. We really can't have enough of those guys. They're really good guys, and you'll see. Hopefully I do a good job. Wish me luck. But yeah, we are going to start this puppy. So the game plan, I always believe people should have a game plan before they start, by what the map gives you. This is force, so infantry is going to be crucial, and infantry support is going to be crucial. Any congested attacks down the roads, we're going to hit them with artillery, followed on by our tanks. Main tanks are going to hit the road. They have to. And the other tanks are going to be down this road. And these tanks are going to take up Bravo and swing left, right? Take up defensive positions with the Delta Force and can move. I am a big fan of that. So let's start this bad boy. We're going to tell our infantry to get out here. Dark Hawk, move, please. Give you advance orders. Give you advance orders. Can you guys get out there and support him? Get the tanks moving. And get these guys moving out to the wing. Tell the infantry to get back a little bit. And so the battle is off, right? We're gonna get these dark hawks, excuse me, in the forest out here. Maybe they can see what they can see. Ooh, the enemy's moving a lot of units this way. So there are the tanks already. We already see them. We're not going to give them attack orders. We're just going to tell them to get in the forest. That's where their strength lies. We might lose a few dark horses, but that's cool. They did their job. So we already have some action. See, just that quick. We're gonna give them advanced attack orders, and we're gonna give these guys orders to advance, and they're gonna attack anything on the road. We will tell our artillery to strike, because we do not want to tell one of you guys to get in there. So we are making some progress in advancing. We want them to side shot any of the enemy. crowding the enemy a little bit, keeping them at bay. I haven't disembarked the infantry here. I need them to continue to move forward. I'm not sure. I think he popped our support vehicles, which is fine. Well, not fine actually, because we have some support vehicles on the wing, but we probably need more of them. All these Baratinos out here is going to get popped. He's going to suppress our units, but you know, just as he's not suppressing the middle field. There's some tanks coming down the road. So they're getting popped. Yeah, so it's imperative that you get your best tanks down here in the middle. This is going to be an issue though, but they're going to get kind of side-shotted by our units, while they have to deal with tanks in the front. Alright, and our tanks on the side. So having the Marine Force Raiders kind of lead this charge here is going to be good. I see his command vehicle over there. I don't think he has a lot over there, but we have advanced really far, really fast, taking about 2,000 points of damage to the enemy. I must have got hit by one of his nasty, tanks. But we've got a butt ton of infantry, so we're gonna shake what we got. Have our infantry advance. Delta Force fire. So yeah, we lost a lot of our heavy tanks, but they're kind of forcing the issue. So we have to force it back. I know we penetrated deep. Our Marine Force Raiders are leading the way. It's almost like the Rangers, but they're not. So yeah. I'm not quite sure if he has what else he has back here, but we're dealing with it. We're catching them on a lot of L-shaped ambushes here. It was good infantry support. Delta Force is actually keeping up, so very good advances. Give our Delta Force advance orders to keep it pushing. Yeah, we lost most of our tanks back there, but hey, now this is see, the Marine Raiders are fighting, and the Japanese regular infantry are supporting them. Now that's a problem. He has tanks right there, but he can get side-shotted, so we're gonna send our infantry there. We are taking some damage from his heavy tanks, but hey, they're gonna get hit from the side or from the front, so they have to pick a target. Well, we don't have to. His defensive position is now he's kind of stuck in here, so we can kind of divert our attention over to the other side in basically a hunter-killer fashion. Just gonna squeeze him out. But if you notice, a lot of times people have a hard time dealing with forced fights, but if you have your units supported, you're gonna take some casualties, but the trick is to take your infantry supported and play to their advantages. Something's getting shot at, but I don't know what. Turn off his weapons. We'll also send some other command vehicles out here, or not command vehicles, recon vehicles. We want to be able to pop and shoot whatever he has if it rears its ugly head. We want to be able to shoot it. I don't think he has too much. We did capture a fob that can come in handy. The leopard to a 2 130s did their jobs. Yeah, we lost some, but get back in your thing. We're gonna have our units either load up or gas up and kind of deal with the remaining units that are back here. We'll leave some guys for that. There's a command vehicle there. But we have a FOB, so basically we have two pieces. We can call in a command vehicle for that, but mainly our units can not even have to send whatchamacall, a supply truck for that. We can just gas up at the fob. I will give the Delta Force the advanced orders to kind of guard the road, so that nothing kind of comes down that road while we gas up. See, we didn't even use all our infantry. Everybody is gonna gas up here. Try not to leave any infantry. So this is we're gonna send the Delta Force in there to clean house. We will get the Marine Force Raiders in a Dark Horse and get them moving. Remember, we're just scouting for the enemy's command vehicle. We didn't call any command vehicles in to take any other points, so it doesn't. The enemy's getting points, but he can't call anything in. So this is going to be basically a hunter killer mission now. Find him and kill him without losing too many points. So to do that, we will. Our nice recon sees a target of interest. We're gonna have to suppress the enemy air to see if he has any air. Yeah, let's see. There's still some guys back there. The left some units, and the infantry is staying there to weed them out. We don't want them coming back and taking the spawn. There's a command vehicle. Hey, hey, hey. So you guys are good to go. I'm gonna have you kind of roll to the forest there. And a Dark Horse. Tell them to get back. So we got a tank component leaving. I have you guys scout these for us here. And go to that road. I wanna leave these guys here because in case the enemy comes back, he could. I mean, this road goes pretty far back, so he could have units all the way back here. I'm assuming. So I'm not too keen on it, but we have enough units to deal with this. We're gonna call in an arty strike if we can. Continue to suppress the enemy air in case it's maneuvering or turned off. Oh, he surrendered. All right, so that was the game. 81% kills. I consider that a plus. 18% damage, and you know, that took, how long did that take? 9 minutes. So yeah, it was a fight through the forest, but even in the 9 minutes, we pushed all the way back to the enemy's spawn, and he had tanks, I had tanks, he had infantry, I had infantry, so it was a decent, fair fight. Even he took out our best tanks, the 155 point tanks. The opening engagement was our raiders leading the way. Not rangers, but raiders leading the charge, I guess, against the in the forest. But their Dark Horse got shot down. Leopards, Markmans, basically all got hit. There was 3 of them. They prioritized hitting the lighter targets. And these T-64 BVMs, man, they are beasts. They did take out our tanks. It's a bad trade because these are 53 point tanks and these are 155 point tanks. So the enemy, you know, scooted off. But if you notice what's not really in the lineup, that was a workhorse. He only took 2 of those out. So the ability to knock out tanks at range, hit infantry, and support your units. Even though we lost a bunch of tanks, or our valuable tanks, they did their job in getting the infantry to their position, supporting the infantry. So probably could have avoided that by calling in an artillery strike earlier. But hey, so who did some damage? You got some Delta Force putting in work, knocking out a lot of units. This is one unit knocking out all of this, including the command vehicle. So Leopard going against the tanks, taking the brunt of the fight. Marksman, the Leclercs doing their job. I don't think we lost to Leclerc. That is surprising because a lot of times I lose them. This one Leclerc popped all of this, so good to him. T-55, 15 point tanks, so 15, 15, 15. 45 points, and you lose a 155 point tank. But positionally, he did his job. Look, he knocked out one of those C64s that knocked out your Leopard too. And Delta Force knocking out another, really good tank. So you're seeing who's doing the damage. But this Leopard 2 took out all of these tanks, so he traded very well. I mean, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tanks and a recon vehicle. Props to him. Hope he survived. Raiders putting in work, taking out tanks, light vehicles, and infantry. Took a shot at a plane, and so on and so forth. So we're just kind of going down. Seeing the Raiders, they're really good guys. This one took out that Baratino, so he gets a promotion. The Leopard, nice. He took 1 tank out. Congrats, right? 2 tanks, very nice. Probably side shotted him. Took out some good, nice. More tanks. Recon Raiders, good job. So the Raiders did good, man. And Charlie, that 1 tank, I think he might have died. Let's see if he died. Dead Charlie guy. Nope, he's the one that lived. Charlie lived, so that's why he got all those kills. This is Desert Fox, encouraging you to, if you like the video, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe. It helps me out a bunch. I'm kind of a new YouTuber. Kind of been playing this game for about a couple of years, but I haven't been doing YouTube like that. So I'm still encouraging you always to get in the Vanguard, guys. Get in the Vanguard. All right, thank you for joining me. Have a good day and goodbye.